Welcome, Agent Student, to the distance learning version of Math-91, Beginning Algebra. You know, your mission, should you accept it, is to watch a series of videos on this site. After each video, you'll be required to do homework assignments at an online site. And then every so often, you'll be asked to take a test at the Rockville Assessment Center on the Rockville campus. Sound tough? I think you can do it. Well, is there any problems? Warning. Well, you should know something about the history of this. You know, I gotta warn you, when you took algebra in high school, you took it every day, not like gym every other day. You took it 5 hours a week, approximately. When we teach this course on campus, now I know you're taking it off campus, but when we take it on campus, you're going to go at the same speed we are. We do it 3 days a week, or 3 hours a week. When you took it in high school, you learned it in 9 months, basically September to May, right? Well, we do it in 4 months. Now I'm going to do the math for you here, just to impress you a little bit. 45/12. It comes to... You're going to be taught this material almost 4 times, that's 3.75, 4 times faster than you didn't learn it in high school, apparently. Or at least you didn't retain it. Now, if we look at an average sprinter, let's put this in perspective, and that sprinter runs at 15 miles an hour and was racing against something that goes 3.75 times as fast, that man or woman would be racing against a 56 mile per hour race car. And that's the way it's going to come at you. You better get used to it. You've been warned.
But now you know the rest of the story.
You can see why 50% of the people that take any version of Math-91 fail. In fact, 50% fail all these math classes because they don't keep up. The people that take the tests do very well. It's the people that don't keep up enough to take the tests. And any test you don't take at that assessment center is a 0. Okay? Another thing you need to be warned is that summer goes twice as fast as that. So if you're taking this course in the summer, and taking another course as well, you need to drop one of them, I'm telling you. Okay, but you have been warned. Please note, of the people that take this class and get a C, get in your mind how many you think pass the next class. Just make a guess. Well, you know what it is? Only 12% pass the next class. So you need to retain this information because you have at least 2 more classes after this. Now, once people jump up to a B, still stinks. Only 58% of the people pass. But that's a huge jump, okay? So don't dare shoot to just slip by and get a C, because you may slip by this class, but you won't make it by the next one. So I hope you appreciate that you're going to need to completely understand this material. If there's any questions you have, please ask them. Okay, even if you got a problem right and you don't know why. Okay, email, call, ask why. Okay, because it will bite you later in later classes. Remember, you really don't get any credit for this class. So if you don't get some knowledge out of it, it's of no use to you. With that said, let me let you know how you're going to be graded. Well, certainly homework is going to be key to this. So to encourage you to do the homework, it's going to count as 20% of your grade. If you don't do the homework, well, I've never had anybody pass that didn't do all the homework. Okay? Then there are going to be 4 tests you'll be taking, actual tests at 15% each. And then we, of course, have a final exam that is cumulative. It counts for everything, and it goes over. And you like that, because that means it includes the easy ones at the beginning, too. Okay? Of course, all that adds up to 100%. So that's your grading. Now, let's talk about the tests. The tests are very much like the practice tests that will be in your homework, and you will get double credit out of your homework percentage for doing these practice tests. So you really want to do them. There's nothing on the real test that isn't on the practice test. So you definitely want, I'll tell you the truth, they're the exact same test except the numbers are different. Okay, the ones you take at the assessment center. The real ones are taken in the assessment center at the Rockville campus, and that is located in room 14 of the Student Center building. Okay, now you need to know they close early on Fridays. Okay, and they are open in the evening every other day, and they're even open on some Saturdays. Basically, not all Saturdays. You'll need to call. They're open every other Saturday, and it's intermittent. So you'll need to call to see if you want to go on Saturdays. You'll need to call them and see if they're open. Don't waste a trip. You will not have to have a TI-83, but if you have one with you, or if you can get one, I'll be showing you how to use it in this class, because you will have to have one in the next class, and I want to give you a head start. So if you have any chance at all of getting a TI-83 anything, TI-83 Plus, TI-83 Barbie model, whatever you have, it's going to have to be an 83 though, not an 82 or an 89 or an 84. Okay, you will have to have an 83 in the next class. So as I said, get one, and I'll even let you use it on the tests. Okay, it'll be a major advantage to you. You're going to have to get it eventually anyway. Okay. If you need help at any time, you have all kinds of backup in this course besides the videos. Certainly you can email me, and that's bill.witte@montgomerycollege.edu, and that's listed in the syllabus. The syllabus is located on the web page. Okay? Now I ask you, if you email me, please sign your real name. Okay? I get all these emails from the Golden Teddy Bear or Cutie 625 or whatever. Okay? Please tell me which class you're in, because I teach several DL classes, and what your name is, please. And please, I don't need any thank you emails. Okay? You paid for me, so I open many emails every day. If I get a thank you, I'm just going to delete it. So, you know, don't waste your time sending me thank you emails. Okay. And the other thing about email is consider making sure that the school has your email, and we're not going to give it to any businesses or anything like that. The only reason we want it is to remind you of various things about the classes. Okay, so please consider giving your email to the school if you haven't already done so, because in this class you have several other classes at least just in math that follow this, and so you may be here a while. Okay, so you may want to let us be able to get in contact with you just in case there's an emergency. You can also call me at home. My number is 301-989-1432. I'm much better at email though, I'll tell you right now. And I ask you to call before 8:30, because that's when I go to bed, and after that my wife will answer the phone, and I don't think you want to deal with her after that. Okay, but you can call me right before 8:30 and I will talk to you for a long time. But I ask you, once 8:30 has occurred, you know, just don't call after that. Okay, now here's the main resource for learning that you'll be using, the algebra web page. And you must have found it, because that's how you're watching this orientation, I would think. It's www.montgomerycollege.edu/algebra. Now at this spot you can look at your syllabus, see what the rules are. You can watch the presentations in various ways, really 3 ways if you would. One of them, if you click on this little TV set, will get you to the weekly shows, of which there are 13. Each TV show is about 50 minutes, and we smash a whole week's worth of class into that. So if you know your math very well, you may want to use that, but I do go very, very quickly. If you want a little slower presentation, let's go back, because each one of those TV shows covers about 4 homeworks. If you want to do just 1 homework worth of presentation, you can look down here at this clapboard, the homework by homework video menu. You're going to see a lot more items in the menu, and each one of them has its homework, and it's named the exact same title as the homework title. So you can basically watch a much shorter video, probably 8 to 12 minutes, and then do the homework, and then watch another one, and then do the homework, etc., and go in that order. Most people, in fact, do it that way. Okay, however you want it. And after you have watched videos and tried the homework, of course, you can always email me if you have a question. But if you have a specific question of a certain concept and you can't get in touch with me fast enough, you can go to this area here and branch off. For instance, I don't know, you have a question on factoring, and then it'll ask you, what do you want to know about factoring? Greatest common factors or whatever. And it'll kind of guide you to the specific short video about that concept. Okay, so there's, as I said, there's really 3 ways to watch the videos. Okay? So we expect you to watch every video, whether you do it a homework at a time or whether you do it a full TV show hour at a time, week at a time. Okay, but I do expect you to watch every video, and if you don't, I hope you appreciate it. It's as if you're skipping class, because that's the only way that you do get a presentation. Okay, well, let's look at how we're going to do the homework after we've watched the video. Before I show you how to get set up in MyMathLab, let me show you what it can do, this homework software, and I'm betting you're going to see why I wanted you to use it. Okay, I'm going to log in as if I'm a student, and I'll be typical student, and I'll put in my password. I'm not going to tell you what that is, of course. Okay, and that'll get me to my course says, or course. In this case, I'm only in one course, and there it is. Okay, and I'm going to click on that course, and I'm going to go right to homework and tests. And it gives me a list of all the homeworks. Actually, right now it's only giving me a list of the homeworks. There may be tests and quizzes in there as well. So I'm going to click on Show All, and I see there's a test in here. But anyway, I'm going to try and do a homework, and I would likely do them in order. I'm going to skip to one, though, just to show you something. I'm going to skip to simplifying equations, say, and here are all the questions that I expect you to do, and I have personally selected every one of these questions, and I expect you to do them all. And if you don't do one, you've missed something in the course. Now you're going to get an infinite number of tries to do every question. Let me try question 1, and the screen's always going to look basically like this, a giant blue screen with a question and a place to type in the answer. Now if there's something I can't type in with a normal keyboard, those symbols will be over in this area here. Okay, up here is a way that I might jump to another question, okay, as soon as I finish this one, of course. Now once I've typed in an answer, I'll click on check answer, and hopefully it'll be right. It'll tell me whether I'm right or wrong right away, and it'll give me 3 chances to get it right, and after that it'll think you're playing with it and you're going to have to try again. But it'll keep giving you, you have to put similar question, and it'll give you a question just like that, and it'll keep giving you chances, an infinite number of chances to get it right. And if you don't know how to do it, then you either need to rewatch the video or get help with this side of the screen. There are various helps, and you can try all of them. I would point out that if you click My Instructor, Ask My Instructor, it will automatically send me to my email a copy of this question. So you won't need to copy the question. You just need to type into your email what you don't understand about the question. Don't just email me and go, huh. Okay, go, Mr. Witte, I don't understand blah 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 about this or whatever. Okay, and then I'll reply to that your question, and hopefully you'll be able to do it. But note, since you do get an infinite number of tries at all these homeworks, I expect you to do them all, okay? And then you'll be missing stuff if you don't do them all, okay? I want to take you through enrolling in this new homework software, MyMathLab. What you're going to do first is go to the webpage www.coursecompass.com, And the first thing you as a student will do logically is click under students on register. Now that will take you to a screen that looks like this, that basically is a warning probably to get out, if you would, until you have three things. Make sure you have an email address. You can't take this course if you don't have some sort of email. And then you'll need two codes, two numbers if you would. One of them is a course ID that you'll get basically from me. You'll have to email me before coming in. Okay, and what's going to happen is I'm going to verify that the school's happy with your enrollment, that you're actually in my course, and then I'm going to reply to that email and give you my course ID, which will allow you to come back here and get into my specific course. The other thing, you need to make the MyMathLab people happy, because you have to pay for this software. So you'll have to get a student access card either by purchasing it online. You can do that right there by clicking purchase online, or you can go to any Montgomery College bookstore and purchase MyMathLab. Now make sure it's MyMathLab, not MathExcel. I don't want you to be confused. Okay, MyMathLab. And basically all you'll get from them is a code. It's going to be a little piece of paper basically, and it's a code, and you'll come back with that and the code you got from me. Okay, and if we get back to this screen and click on next, it'll bring us to your standard license agreement, which I'm sure you all will read and memorize. No, you won't. And click on accept.
Next.
And we'll move right through. The next thing, once it has that and you've accepted it, it's going to ask you for that code that you paid for. Okay, you either paid for it online or you got it from the bookstore, and you'll type. It's long. Okay, you'll type it in right here. Okay, and once you've typed it in, it'll ask you, as you can see, for the school's zip code, which by the way is 20876. That's 20876. Okay, and then it'll ask you for the country, which of course is United States here.
Next.
Clicking on next will get me to this screen, which it asked me for that last piece of information, and that is that course ID number, which remember where you got that. You're going to put it in here. You got it from me. Okay, you're going to email me at bill.witte@montgomerycollege.edu, and as I reminded you before, I will check that you're actually in the course and then email you this course ID and reply to you at your email. That way I'll also have your email. Okay?
Next.
Okay, now if we click on next, it's going to want to collect all your information, your name, and most importantly, your email address, okay, and various other things, school name, etc. But it definitely makes sure that you get that email address correct, because that's what I'm going to use to reply to you when you email me questions.
Next.
And then it'll give you a printable copy of a summary of your login name and password, and I suggest that you print that out and keep it somewhere and write your password. You see, it doesn't print out the password. Okay, just in case you forget it, because I can't tell you it if you lose it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready.
Okay, now let's assume that you have enrolled in MyMathLab and you're ready to do your homework. Now, of course, I expect that you have watched the videos, whether you watched the full hour TV show or you watched the short subject videos, homework at a time videos. Okay, but let's assume that that has happened and you want to try and go do your first homework. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you come back to the web page that we started at, www.coursecompass.com, and this time you're not going to have to register because you're already registered. You're going to click on Login under Students now. Login. And that will then bring you to this screen and ask you for your login name and password, which it had given to you when you enrolled. Okay, type that in.
Yes.
Click on Login. and it'll bring us to the main My Course Compass page. Now this page, you're not going to be here long, basically is a summary of the courses that you're taking in My Math Lab or Course Compass. Most people are only taking one, and they're listed on the left side here. This one only has one. You see the orientation demo course, which you're doing right now. Okay. In the middle of the screen are the general announcements that Course Compass makes, and those are really just commercials, and you really don't have to pay attention to that, to be frank. What you do have to pay attention to is my announcements, and let me show you where they're at. You'll click from here on the name of your course, which I guess will be, depends on what math course you're taking, but it'll be right there. You'll click on that, and it'll bring you to the screen. It looks something like this, and in the middle of the screen, nice and big, will be the announcements that I make, which are mostly dates of when tests have to be done by, or approximately done by. Okay, I call them target dates because I know the reason you're taking an online course is that you want flexible schedule. So you know, as long as you're about near that time when you take the test at the assessment center, you'll be okay. You can't get too far behind or you won't finish the course, and I will not extend the course beyond the end of the semester. So be looking at those target dates. Okay, if for some reason they're not there, click on this button here and it'll bring up those announcements, if there are any. Okay? Now another thing you're going to have to do the very first time you come in to do the homework is you're going to have to run this animal called the installation wizard. Okay, and basically what it's installing on your computer is a kind of a player that plays the homeworks, plays videos, plays your homework that you're actually doing is kind of a little show. Okay, and if you want to do homework on more than one computer, like at the office and at home, you'll have to run the installation wizard on both of those. Okay, so do that first, and then we're going to click on homework, and that'll be the way that we get to our homeworks. And it'll also be the way some of you will take tests online. Not most of you, but some of you, and that'll be where you get your tests as well. So clicking on this will bring me to a screen that looks like this here. Okay, now this is a list of the homeworks, and if you look up top you'll see it. The default is to only bring you to homeworks. If you click on show all, it'll show homeworks and tests. Okay, those of you that take tests online as well. Giving for instance, it looks the same, doesn't it? But if you look down here, you'll see there is in fact a test. Like for instance, the Math 90 people take tests online at the assessment center, though of course any test that counts is taking at the assessment center. Okay, now if you know what homework you're supposed to do, we're going to do them right in order. Click on whatever specific homework you want to do. Assuming you've watched that video now, you've learned how to do it. I expect you to do that first, and it'll bring you to a list of the homework exercises for that specific assignment. And then clicking on one of the homework exercises will bring me to, we've seen this screen before, that exercise and all the buttons available to do the homework. Okay, and that's where you'll begin.
What's all this jabber-wopping when there's work to be done?
Good luck.